Welcome, my name is YEV and I'm a social entrepreneur. What do I mean by that? It means that I'm really passionate about social impact. And I'm mostly working in personal development area. I help people how to speak in public, and also I teach people how to use their brains to the best of its potential. How to learn, how to study, and how to implement all of that knowledge and wisdom into their own lives easier and faster. I came across this study, Thomas Gilovich, I believe his name. So pretty much he surveyed hundreds of people at their deathbed, right? And at their deathbed, people will tell you the truth. They have nothing to hide. So, and he asked them one thing which I really love, which was, what is your biggest regret? So 76% of the people, they had the same biggest regret, which was, I regret not having had the courage to live a life true to myself. I lived a life that my parents wanted me to live. I lived a life that society wanted me to live. I didn't live the life aligned with my true self. This is what you were talking about. So like when we get raised, we become that person because of the dynamic that surrounds us. But that's not our true self. And I believe when we leave our parents' household and we start living on our own, we should start to focus a little bit on actually who we are. But a lot of people, they keep very strong ties to their parents, and they still allow their parents to control them and to influence them a lot, instead of just trying to look for their own path and who am I and figure out their own way, which is something that I did. So I just sat down for a year and a half, and that's what I did. I barely worked. I was like selling stuff on eBay and all that stuff. So I was like small side hustles, but mostly I was just studying my ass off for like a year and a half. And then I came to a point when I was like, I've been studying a lot, but this is fucking pointless because I'm not applying any of it. So like it's time to pull up my sleeves and do some work. So then I got into volunteering, but I've been doing volunteering since 2016, and I really love it. And yeah, little by little, I figured out. I went into one project to another, and just little by little, I figured out my path, which is like I really like purposeful work. That's why I work at a social enterprise. So like projects like yours, right, that help people, that make this society a better place, right? Society or environment. And then I just like kept studying, kept figuring out, kept supporting other people, and yeah, this is how it kind of happened. But the thing is, most people don't understand what I do. So like for the first 3 years, the path was really hard because I didn't have anybody to help me. There was nobody there that would cheer for me, saying, yeah, go, yeah, you're gonna do great. Like, no, I literally had to like put my own big boy pants and like just do the work by myself without just hoping that one day it would bring actually something great. But I didn't know. I had no idea. I was hoping, but like, yeah, eventually I got here, and now it's kind of like self-propelling because it fuels me back. I'm in the momentum where it fuels me back, and I'm getting the recognition, I'm getting paid for the things that I do and all that stuff. So it's like, yeah, it helps me move forward, and I have more than enough motivation to just focus on the things that I love. And that's the thing that I believe it's very important. It's like one of my best friends, she gave me this advice that were, focus on the things that give you more energy. Don't take it away, because the things that take away your energy are not actually aligned with you. Like, do the things that give you more energy. And that way, let's say Michael Jordan playing basketball, that's a very easy example. Against someone who plays basketball for the fame or for money, right? Someone who plays basketball for the fame or money is going to be willing to train like 6-8 hours a day, while Michael Jordan is probably willing to train like 14-15 hours a day. Right? Because it fuels him back. Whatever he's doing, it fuels him back, which gives him more energy to keep going forward. And keeps his momentum and his energy level high. So that's what I'm doing. I'm a giver, I'm a helper. So I give a lot more than I take. I've always been like this. And in this particular case, I feel fueled. I don't need the recognition. I don't need people to tell me and to praise me into like, oh, you did this, or acknowledge what I did for them, recognize what I did for them. I don't need that. So like me just helping someone, making someone's lives better, even without them knowing, already makes me feel better, already fuels me, because I know that when I'm putting my head on the pillow, I know that this world is just a smidge better than when I woke up that morning. You know, and that's I want to change the world. I want to have a positive impact on the world, but I believe you do that, but just these random acts of kindness at a time. You do like a small here, small here, small here, but like all of that in a long run, it just like adds up to a whole lot. You know, you inspire people, and you also, probably the best way to inspire people is to show up yourself as an example, you know, because if I come to you and I do say like, Celeste, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this, but then you look at me and I'm not doing any of it. So like, you're not listening, what's the fucking point? But if you just look at me, if you look at me like doing all of these things and you're like, oh, this is really interesting, I'm really inspired by that, thank you so much, YEV. And then it gives you a boost of energy, it gives you something that, oh, a new possibility or whatever it is. If that person can do that, I can also do that, you know? Or one of my best friends, actually, she sends me these amazing voice messages. She wants something, right? But she doesn't have the courage. There was this big house that she wanted to see. And what she thought was, what would YEV do in that situation? And what would YEV do? I am a crazy motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. I would ring, I would beat the shit out of that door and say, can I look around? And that's what she did. She went there and this was that old lady, and she was by herself feeling very lonely, and she was there and she was like, oh yes, come in. And she offered her some tea and some cookies and all of that stuff. And all it took was just me like being an example for someone to like to give an extra step towards what makes their happy and fulfills them.